All right, we've had our lunar eclipse. Now we're getting a solar eclipse, even though we're not going to see it here. It's in a scary part of the world.
It is. It's in a shaking and quaking part of the world. It's over the coast of Australia, so could set the ring of fire off. And it's interesting that because it's an annular eclipse, not a total eclipse, the whole sun isn't blocked out, but you'll see a ring of fire around it if you were over where that Malaysian airplane is, because that's really where eclipse.
That's where it's all going to be.
And so maybe they'll find it. You know, I'd like to think that, because it's a new moon, it's new starts is what an eclipse is, so a solar eclipse. So, and it's in the sign of Taurus, so new starts for them, personally rather than professionally. It's about the Taurus advancing their interests. It's about the Taurus doing what they want to do, and it's about the Taurus getting support from people around them to help them do what it is that they want to do. Finally, it's all about the Taurus.
You go, Miss Pat.
That's what I was thinking. Yay. For Geminis, not so much. For Geminis, it's a finishing up phase. There have been changes going on in their professional and their work responsibilities over the last 2 years or so, and this eclipse sheds a little light on exactly what their new role is going to be. So that's not a bad thing for them. For Cancers, it's in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. And for Cancers, that means you're going to get a group of friends or colleagues or associates to help you, the Cancer, get what it is that you want, which I always think is great when my friends get me what I want.
Sure.
For Leos, it's in their 10th house of career and public standing. And so the spotlight is on them professionally. And I think it's good news because Leos are headed for Jupiter entering their sign in August, and that means a new start for them and the best cycle in 10 years. So I think this is sort of a harbinger of things to come, and the Leo can look at what's going on in the next 2 weeks or so and see what kind of new starts they can put together for their career and public standing.
I'm loving it.
If it's you, take me with you.
Ooh.
For Virgos, it's in their 9th house of the higher mind, of the law, and of long-distance travel, and of education. And it seems to me that for Virgos, some sort of legal thing goes their way, and then some sort of important matter at a distance gets resolved quite favorably for the Virgo. For Libra, it's in their 8th house of other people's money and resources. Andrew and Nikki fall in their way. And I know that the last eclipse brought them a lot more responsibility and no more money. And I'd like to think that this one brings them more money to go along with the additional responsibility, because it's unearned income. It's money kind of that is owed to you to a degree. For Scorpios, it's in their 7th house of partners, and Scorpios need to realize their partners have the upper hand. And Scorpios have probably known this for a year or so, but it gets really reiterated at this eclipse over the next 2 weeks or so that the right thing to say to a partner is yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. It's all good. For Sagittarians, it's in their 6th house of work and responsibilities, and somehow this eclipse sheds light on how the Sagittarian can modify their work environment to better suit their needs and their wants. It's not necessarily a promotion, but it's a better work environment, and some obstacle that had been in their way kind of gets out of their way. Or they see their way clear to modify their work environment. For Capricorns, it's in their 5th house of amusements and pleasures and fun. Single Capricorns find somebody. Attached Capricorns feel the love, which is something they haven't really been feeling so much lately because they've been doing a lot of work. So for them, it's all about rewarding themselves and having a good time. For Aquarians, it's in their 4th house of home. And Aquarians, this spring cleaning is going to get crazy on them. They're going to want to remodel their home, refurbish their home, do something to make their home more beautiful and more safe and more secure. And I've always found when you paint one wall, then you got to paint all of them. For Pisces, it's in their 3rd house of day-to-day living. The pace of their day-to-day living is about to pick up to warp speed. They found something that they love, and now they want to do it, and they want to do it kind of all the time. So, and it indicates short distance and short duration travel, not long stuff. So it's picking up the pace a bit. And then for the last sign, for Aries, it's in their 2nd house of money, real estate, property, tangible, lay your eyes on it kind of assets. And it's a matter of making more money through the fruits of your own labor. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac for this solar eclipse on Tuesday.
Well, I'm just glad that it's not over us.
Not over us, because it's where the shadow of the eclipse falls and all kind of bad stuff happens. So I'm glad. Sorry for Australia, happy for us.
And one area in the shadow there is the rim of fire with all the earthquakes.
Exactly, with all the earthquakes. So I'm again, very happy to live in Florida where we can see our natural disasters coming.
See you next week.
Always a pleasure.